Evil Beard from Birmingham News. We have a chance to interview a Nightlancer. Tell us, what is your name?
Who are you again?
I'm Evil Beard.
Well, Mr. Beard, my name is... I'm not allowed to disclose my name. I'm a Nightlancer, leave it to that.
And what is your job?
Well, we break into places, get into fights with the cops, steal stuff.
Is it a scary job?
Yeah, for you, Sam, not for me.
And what about the police?
Police? Who are they? Police are just a bunch of, forget about police. There is no police. Just Nightlancer, my friends.
Why you do this at night?
Well, that is a little...
Honey, calm down.
Not now.
Honey, it's your mother. Calm down.
No, Mom. Not now. I'm a journalist here, Mom.
Honey bunny, dinner's ready.
Ooh, dinner.
Honey, dinner's ready. It's your mother
Alright,
telling you. Calm down.
Sorry, alright.
Okay, I guess now we know why he works at night.
Welcome back to ITeachHerSheWins. Today we have a new guest. That's right, it's our evil beard, aka Antonio or Antonio.
Hello everybody.
Antonio is my mentor, my master. Oh, no, that sounds kinky. No, okay, it's my mentor and it's an Android runner champion. And a highly skilled programmer, and I may say, maybe even an hacker. We don't know, we can't say
I can say anything.
can't say anything, but thank you, Antonio, for being here, the evil beard. Okay, today I picked Antonio for a specific reason. Antonio loves sci-fi, cyberpunk themes. It's a huge fan of the runner, and today we have a game that, to a certain extent, is very similar. What is the name of the game, Antonio?
Nightlancer.
Nightlancer. First question: who's the game designer? Who's the publisher?
Designed by Joseph Norris. Published by Adversity.
We got it. Adversity Games. All right. First of all, the art. Let me say first that we currently have a prototype. So the art is defined only for the booklet, the rules, and the characters. I personally love it, but let's see what Antonio has to say. The rest is still ongoing. It will be perfected within the next day. So, Evil Beer, what do you think of the art?
Well, I think it's, of course, since it's a prototype, it's we can't see anything on the cards, basically just icons, stuff like that. But the art on the cover is pretty good. I think it does a pretty good job on. It looks sci-fi now,
Yeah, exactly.
cyberpunk.
It actually reminds us of this role game Cyberpunk, so it gets you into the feeling of
dark mood.
Yes. And who's the artist? Do you happen to?
Manolis Frangidis.
Who I believe is Greek, right?
Greek.
Correct. Great job then. And next question: what type of game it is? Nightlancer.
It's basically an RPG.
Yes.
There is a dice rolling component.
Correct.
That is basically minor, not really.
Yes, because the dice ranges between 0 and 3, and on a 0 and 3 roll, you also lose one resolve point, which is pretty much your morale, your will strength, willpower. So it's not your typical die. The luck is more defined, is more confined. The range is shorter, and there is always a component of losing something, even though if you're using it for a test that you're gonna automatically pass. So there's always a component of mystery.
Then we have variable character powers, because there are, I think, 8 different characters you can choose from, each one with his own abilities.
Yeah, 8 unique Nightlancers. that you can choose from, the engineer, the guard, and so on, with their own history, right? You were saying that there is
there's a strong flavor element in this game. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, you read your character, you put your feet inside his shoes.
Each one has his own agenda.
Yeah, he starts the game with his own agenda, with his own special items. So it's really, like you were saying, RPG and uniqueness of different players. Other mechanics of the game.
There's an end management component, since you have various
set of cards that you can buy from the black market. Those let's say items, cards. Contacts. There are other cards that you can play, like instantaneous cards, like events card that you can play while you're taking a mission, or to mess up your opponent's strategy. So there is a lot of end management. Yes.
Take that.
Yes, and that's another element. Take that for sure, because you continuously interact with other players. This game can be played between 1 and 4 players, so you can play also solo, but it's definitely more fun with more players. And yeah, there is a lot of waiting to see what the other player does to stop him or trying to mess up his strategy. Correct.
So in the end, you build your set of cards, your equipment, your skills. So it's you have to build your deck while your set of cards while you're playing.
Correct. So there is a lot of deck and pool building, growing your character. There are certain cards called skills. They normally come as a reward from fulfilling a mission, and they improve your character pretty much permanently. So you can your character grows with you in a certain direction, and that's the beauty of the game. It's like, two games are never alike. There's always a lot of variety. There's a huge variety. And quickly, because the game is very rich, so we're just going to give a brief overview of the rules. The goal of the game is to be the player with the most prospects, which pretty much are victory points, at the end of a set number of turns, which are dictated by the number of players competing in the game. When you run out of events, every turn an event is revealed, the game is over, the player with more prospects than there are other conditions wins the game. How pretty much you get prospects? The main path is through missions, and it's the core of the game. Missions are divided in low profile and high profile missions, more challenging, and each mission is divided in 3 stages. Each stage gives you 2 options. You choose one of the options and do 1 challenge, which is pretty much a test. You roll a die, you add it to whatever unique ability you are currently working on, and if the number you roll plus your ability equals at least the challenge difficulty, you pass it. If you fail, it might not be over. You go down in this in the mission structure. There is a chance that the mission is aborted. There is a chance that you might suffer some damage, and each player has a certain number of health and resolve, which pretty much, as we were saying, the morale, has a certain number of ideals. The ideals are the core identity of the player. At the end of the game, 1 ideal equals to 1 prospect, 1 victory point. So when you go down, you must still be able to come back up to the higher bracket. There might be, most of the time, there is a fight challenge. 5 challenges are of 3 types: close, medium, and long range combat. They always cost you some health, and then if you pass it, you can proceed into the mission. If not, you fail and you abort the mission. If you pass it, you go back into the second stage, and so on. The player who gets to the final part of the mission gets the reward. Most of the time it's money, it can be skill cards to evolve your character, and so on. The beauty of the mission is that the first player, which is indicated by is normally the one with the least heat. Heat is a characteristic that tells you who's most wanted by the police, who's got a lot of heat on, that has to watch his back constantly. If you have 5 heat, which is the maximum, you have to skip 1 turn. You won't do a mission that turn. And the first player chooses what mission he wants to go to. The other player chooses whether or not to go to another mission, or he can ask the first player to join him, join their forces to do the mission together. Cooperative version, it's up to the first player to say okay or to say no. If they do it together, they split the reward. Or the second player can compete against the first player. First player's got a chance to use one contract, if he's got a special token, a special ability, to block the player from competing against him. But if he doesn't, they're gonna do the mission together, competing against each other. And before the third stage, there will be a fight between them, provided that they're both still there. That's the essence of the game. Sorry for being a little complicated, but there are many rules, many components to these games. There are cards of any size, tokens, dice, board. There is a lot. Lots of rules, lots of secondary aspects that make the game very rich. And that brings me to my next question. Antonio, pros and cons of the games, because there are many things here to discuss.
Let's see. The main thing, I think, the main pro of this game is the theme, which is, if you like cyberpunk, it's great.
It's very strong. Right?
You also have a section in the rulebook, a brief section, in which it talks about the corporation, the recent history. There's a lot of flavor, even in the cards.
So each Nightlancer has his own story, right?
Yeah.
You are an engineer. What is behind the engineer? Let's read it.
So there's a strong theme component.
Yeah.
There are a lot of variety. Not games will be the same because there are a lot of missions which different outcomes.
Different penalties if you fail one challenge.
A lot of cards, a lot of items you can buy, a lot of skills,
secret agendas.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There's the loans. You like the loan.
Oh, I love the loan. It's like, oh, what should I do this turn? I can't fulfill the agenda. You know what? I get a loan from the sharks. Are you sure? Yes, I'm gonna do that. Because I know that I'm gonna successfully accomplish a mission, get more money, and I'll pay the mobsters next turn. Woohoo!
Yeah, there's a nice trade-off between. That's the growing your character component, since it's basically an RPG. It's fun to
you develop your character. You
get your character more and more powerful.
Like in D&D, you get levels, increasing levels. That's fun.
So if you have 2 hours to spare, it's a good RPG experience, I think.
And that's my pro. I love RPGs, but it's hard, at least at my age, to say, okay, every Monday I'm gonna meet my friends and do our campaign of this RPG game. With this one, you can have the RPG experience in 2 hours. Maybe more if you play with more experienced players, but still, if you have a Sunday afternoon, you can get the RPG kick out of it without having to get into a more serious commitment. Cons.
It's very complicated. Very, very complicated and very long. I think you need at least 2 hours. Maybe even more if you are maybe first game. You'll take 3-4 hours.
So if you thought that my review of the game was not that clear, it's because there are many things. So come some slack here.
Yeah, there are a lot of icons, and even though you have the reference sheet to read what they mean, because it takes some time to get used to recognizing each icon for what it means. And another cons is that there's of course the dice element. If you don't like luck in your games, you may dislike this.
Because the core of the game is taking the mission and is based on challenges.
Dice rolling.
Dice rolling, your unique skills, which are implemented with whatever cards you may have with you. So, because that's the thing, when you take a mission, you bring with you 3 items, only 3 items between the one that you own that affect your ability. So that reduces the luck component, but there's still a luck component. Surprise question now that I think about it. Even though in expert maybe I catch you off guard here. A similar game. If I like Nightlancer, what other game would I like?
Well, I think the most similar game I can think of right now is Android, which is the tabletop game from which the Android Netrunner card game is based on.
Okay.
And that's because the flavor, the theme is basically the same. Hackers and these
cyberpunk
guy.
dystopian future.
Yeah.
And the rules are complex, like
it's extremely complex, just like this.
Lots of variety,
lots of components, lots of characters, different characters, each with his own story. So maybe there's also inspiration. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Who knows? Thank you, Beer, for this great insight. And that's it today for Nightlancer by University Game. Thank you for watching us. I know that you were surprised to see a new guest, but I had to call Evil Beer, our Netrunner champ, programmer, now I can say hacker. I said it, okay, I said it, too much wine. Thank you, Evil Beer, grazie Antonio, and thank you for watching this guy.
Thank you, bye.
Woo! ITeachHerSheWins. Check us out, like the channel, all the kind of stuff that I say every time that you don't listen to, but thank you.
Here, Evil Beer from Birmingham News. We had a chance to interview a Nightlancer. Tell us, what is your job? This is Evil Beer from...
Sì, no. Police? Were they? Police, just a bunch of, police, just like that. Why?
Why are you at night?
Sì.